To the stream. Razor is very good at keeping things short. I too remember today. Today is a day that exists. So much effort into making things look like dogs. Today on Genshin Impact, let's make things look like dogs. Because we are going to meet another dog-inspired character. I mean, we know him for a while now. We just haven't really met him before. Today's plan is to do both of these story quests. Cerberus Chapter Act 1 and Rosa Multiflora Chapter Act 1. Wriothesley and Navia. Let's see how well that works. If somehow both of them don't take too long. There is one other thing we could do, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Usually 2 of these is about exactly as much time as we have. Reborn in the land of Grievances. Oh yeah, this is the first time we are doing a story quest since they updated how they work. They don't immediately start now when you unlock them, so you can spend your keys and not immediately walk into a cutscene. You and Paimon arrive at the dormitories in the fortress of Meropide, which is our second home now. Quests! So many quests. Unfinished comedy is interfering, but we can ignore that.
Of this world. What could it be?
What is indeed the truth of the world?
We once thought the Fortress of Meropide would be super scary, but looking back on it, it really wasn't that bad at all. You've got a set schedule, guaranteed food and board, and you can even buy all kinds of stuff with credit coupons. It's really no surprise that many people don't even want to leave.
Yeah, prison isn't all that bad. Who'd have thought? Let's do more crime.
Oh, you mean Wriothesley? He's definitely a pretty impressive leader. Well, he does look kind of intimidating. He's actually pretty easy to talk to once you've had a conversation or two with him. Paimon wonders how he's like with the people here. Do they also get the same guy we do, or is he a lot harsher with the bad guys?
He probably has a good number of tricks for every situation. Like 3 different heads. One for each situation.
Yeah, he must be doing something right to maintain order here, while not making everything feel super oppressive.
Excuse me, did I hear someone there? Could you please do me a favor?
No.
Huh? Paimon could have sworn she just heard something.
Me not.
Excuse me, is someone passing by? Could you do me a favor, please?
Nope, Paimon wasn't dreaming. There's someone over there for sure. But Paimon doesn't see anyone.
Oh, did you hear my call? Thank you so much. I'm over here, inside this big box.
Are you in a prison inside a prison? Were you so bad in prison that they put you further in?
You're inside the box? Oh, no wonder Paimon didn't see anything. Well, come on, Traveler, let's go take a look. Why are you hiding in here anyway? If we hadn't happened to pass by, you could have been stuck for days.
It's a bit complicated. Can we not talk about that for now?
Did someone strip you of your clothes? In that case, we will not open the box.
Whoa, that's terrible. Did someone seriously do that to you?
No, it was nothing quite that serious. I'd just like some help finding my hat.
Just your hat? But then, why can't you look for it yourself?
Did someone strip you of your hat?
Huh. Wait, Paimon gets it! Something must have happened to your hair!
Paimon, there's no need to spell it out.
Sorry. So that's what happened. Paimon gets it now. No wonder why you had to hide inside the box. You just need your hat, right? We'll get it back to you right away. What kind of hat was it?
I think you may have misunderstood me, but never mind. Please just help me find my hat. It's a soft and brown hat with a bit of a brim. Nothing fancy. I think I probably lost it near the entrance elevator. It was getting a bit hot, so I took it off and had a quick nap. But when I came to, it was gone.
Also, we know your name now.
It's really important to me, so your help would mean the world. I'll wait here for your return.
Don't worry, we'll be back in no time.
Reborn in the land of Grievances. Inside the box is the land of Grievances.
I'm really sorry to bother you like this. Please, come back soon.
Also, we know your name, but we have no idea how to say it, so...
Paimon doesn't see anything here. Let's go somewhere else.
More boxes.
Just where is that thing? Oh, this is taking longer than Paimon thought. Nothing in the water either. Paimon thought it might have gotten blown in.
With what wind? We are underground.
Oh, we've looked everywhere and still not seen anything that looks like a hat.
We can just buy him a hat.
Huh, that's a good idea. If he's just looking to cover his head, then it shouldn't matter what kind of hat he's wearing. Why don't we check out the rag and bone shop? If memory serves, they got all kinds of stuff in there.
Yeah, let's give him a hat made of bone. You sure get fired up quick when it comes to shopping.
You let Paimon pick out some other stuff too, right? If we're going to the shop anyway. Well, either way, let's go check it out first.
The rag and bone shop. Have we met that before? I do not remember the name, and I feel like that's a name I would remember. Yeah, we certainly did not go this way.
Gold. It certainly glitters.
Paimon doesn't remember you being the boss.
I do not remember this place at all.
Well, I'm just standing in for Mr. Alvar while he's off restocking the shop. Now, just wait a sec. A blonde foreigner, dressed all in white, accompanied by a glaze-covered flying chunk of gingerbread.
That's the best nickname yet.
Well, you must be the legendary traveler and their companion Paimon.
No! Well, you're half right. Paimon's the traveler's treasured companion, sure, but she's not some flying chunk of gingerbread!
Sorry, I never thought I'd get the chance to see you with my own eyes, so got a bit ahead of myself. I hope you find it in your magnanimous hearts to forgive my discourtesy. I'm just a nobody, after all.
There's no need to put
heroic actions at Araneus have long made their way to the fortress of Meripede. We heard that you were personally received by His Grace when you made your way down here, you know. Ah, you were the envy of all. And you're one of His Grace's favorite people, so of course, everyone wants to be introduced to you.
Ah, so it's because of him. And yeah, I thought I had made it as a hero.
Well, I'd figure you'd appreciate honesty over flattery.
No, flattery is fine.
After all, I also only joined up here because I'd heard Mr. Alvar was a good friend of the Duke. And though I've only caught scant sight of His Grace since then, as fate would have it, I've become fast friends with Mr. Alvar himself. I mean, we've all got agendas, but rather than trying to force something to be true, it's often better to just go with the flow.
Oh, so now you're trying to kiss up to us.
Well, I did mean it when I called you legends, and it is indeed an honor to meet the two of you. Oh, enough of that. Is there something you're looking for?
A man's hat.
No problem. Anything else?
No, a man's hat.
Hey, feel free to check out anything you want. The credit coupon costs are on me.
Wait, but that's, you don't have to be so nice.
Well, it's not like I'm getting paid to watch this shop. Instead of more coupons, Mr. Alvar usually lets me just take my pick of our goods. Life's been pretty good recently, so I might as well just waive your bill. Never hurts to make some friends.
Well, if you put it that way, I don't trust you anymore.
All right, Paimon will take a look.
Are you sure you don't want more? These opportunities don't come by every day, you know.
It's all right, 2 will do.
I never thought you'd turn down a chance to freeload.
It just doesn't feel the same if the owner's offering everything to you for free. But anyway, we don't need to get into that right now. We can discuss Paimanology later. That poor guy must still be waiting for us.
Oh boy. How much do you need to study to get a master in Paimanology?
Thank you so much. We'll be off then.
No problem, and thank you for your patronage. I'd appreciate it if you could put in a nice word for our establishment the next time you speak to His Grace.
That's a real sneaky way of getting good reviews. We've been gone a while. Paimon hopes that guy in the box hasn't
Sorry, Paimon, I cut you off for a hat. A hat obtained from the rag and bone shop, though it isn't the same hat that was lost. It should be sufficient to handle the situation at hand. Or at head. Oh no, Paimon, I cut you off indeed.
Please come again, and don't forget to mention us to your Grace.
Give the hat back.
You can come out now. We found your hat.
You did? Oh, Archon, you just saved my life. Just one sec.
Wait, so you're not actually bald? You've got such a full head of hair, too.
Maybe he has a bald spot right where the hat is.
I mean, I told you that there had been a misunderstanding. This has nothing to do with my hair. Wait, this isn't my hat.
Well, we got you a new one. We tried really hard to look for your hat, but no dice.
To be precise, someone else gave it to us.
Ah, I see. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful, but unfortunately, there's just something special about my hat.
So are you going to go back in your box then?
Does it have some kind of sentimental value?
But, sorry, I can't explain at the moment. Time's tight as well, so I suppose I'll keep looking for a while.
If you're looking for a hat, I just picked one up over here. Is it yours?
Oh, you have two hats.
Your Grace!
Oh, hey, Wriothesley! It's been a while!
And hat guy just left.
Well, it's a slow day today, so I decided to go for a little stroll. Even if your workspace isn't cramped, it's still good to get some air.
And we never see hat guy again.
I'll say, I'm not at all surprised to find the two of you here. You never could turn down someone's request for help.
That is a different hat.
It's what good adventurers do, after all.
Is that so? Maybe I should consider asking the Adventurers Guild to open a branch here. As I recall, these hats are very important to members of the Beret Society. Best you avoid misplacing it again,
Oh no, are you gonna get thrown out of the society if you don't have your beret?
You might not have the same luck next time.
Understood. Thank you so much, Your Grace. Then I'll be off. I'll get going now.
What a strange guy. Why did he care so much about his hat? Oh, and has he done something wrong? When he saw you, it was as if he'd seen a ghost.
Oh, not at all. In fact, members of the Beret Society are model prisoners. They work hard and never get into trouble. They've saved me a lot of work, in fact. As for him, I'd guess he's just more of an introvert. It's not unusual for the more shy prisoners to freak out when I show up unannounced.
Huh? Shy? There are prisoners who are afraid to talk to people?
Prisoners are still people, after all. There are as many crimes and motives as there are stars in the sky. The idea of the criminal as a selfish, heartless brute is just a stereotype. Such labels could never capture the complexity of even a single individual person. What kind of a person a prisoner may be and why they've committed a crime, we'd never know these things if they don't share their story with us.
Huh. You've got a point. Anyway, it's all good as long as it makes sense to you.
What's this Beret Society?
Although most of the societies here will just turn individual brawls into mass ones, the Beret Society does appear to be an exception, and it's instead trying to experiment with some novel and interesting things. If you have some time, why don't we grab something at the Coupon Cafeteria? It'll give us time to catch up, too. And if you're still interested in the Berets after that, I can take you to their usual gathering place as well.
Paimon's not the biggest fan of that cafeteria, but if we're gonna catch up...
Let's go then.
All right then, please follow me.
How about I just jump down?
Welcome, Your Grace, and the Traveler. Would you like 3 orders of today's welfare meal? Unfortunately, we weren't informed of your visit in advance, so we didn't prepare any super deluxe welfare meals today.
I'll pass on the food, then. What about you?
Super deluxe or bust?
Then Paimon will also pass. Paimon will save her stomach for something better.
What a pity. It would seem that none of us can properly appreciate your skills, Walsey.
Then I must beg Your Grace to find me some more ingredients, so I can come up with some more welfare meal recipes. If you're not in the mood to eat, I can get you some drinks. We just got some great shipments in from above.
Yes, please? Huh. Paimon didn't know you could get non-welfare stuff at this place.
It's not for everyone. Think of it as a special treat for VIPs.
Oh, now that's what Paimon likes to hear. In that case, 2 bottles of the drink for Paimon, please.
2 bottles coming right up.
Our first meeting took place on short notice, and we were both swamped by everything that happened after, so there was no time for more casual chit-chat. I'm actually quite fond of stories, you know. Of course, the others have already told me a lot about your deeds in Fontaine, but I'd love to hear it straight from the source.
Whoa. That'd be quite the long story.
We fought tooth and nail for the sake of justice.
Impressive. Not all who possess the courage to risk their life for their ideals also have the strength to make it out unscathed. Had you not possessed these remarkable qualities, I probably wouldn't have had the chance to make your acquaintance in the first place.
Paimon gets the sense that you're trying to flatter us.
Second time today.
That guy we talked to earlier was obviously trying to get us to put in a good word for him, but you're the Duke, right? Why would you need to get on our good side?
Well, after all, you did help the fortress and I maintain our autonomy. Is it so strange that I would want to give a few words of praise out of genuine admiration?
Yes. Just a little bit.
So this is a matter of trust. Which is unfortunate, since I don't have nearly as interesting of a story to offer about myself. I was convicted and sent here at an early age. I only became the top dog after spending a long time figuring out its inner workings. Power and control come in many forms. Some fair and ethical, others less so. And since we're all sinners here, the victor calls the shots, no matter how they manage to get to the top. So, what do you think? Didn't put you much more at ease, now did it?
Kinda. You're really different from most of the people we've met so far.
I'm perfectly aware of that too, but even so, that doesn't make me think any less of you. I would very much like to maintain friendly relations with you two.
That's how I feel as well.
Your Grace, after following your instructions, we were able to find a box of undeclared contraband in the latest shipment of cargo. They were extremely well hidden, and we've confirmed that the senders have been using this method to smuggle goods for a while. We're trying to trace the goods to their source.
Got it. Leave the box here and contact me immediately if you make any progress. You're dismissed.
Is the shipment heads?
Yes, Your Grace.
Sorry, I'd almost completely forgotten about this.
She mentioned something about contraband. Are they like dangerous goods?
Not necessarily. The term is just applied to things people want to bring in on the sly. Many people here are experts at pulling rabbits out of the most ordinary hats. So we have to examine everything carefully.
Especially ordinary hats.
Now, what do we have here? It's more or less what I expected.
Whoa, this is certainly a box of curiosities. Mora, snacks, yarn, balls, ropes, mechanical parts, and even a gem! Wait, if you've confiscated this entire box, then does that mean all of this belongs to you now?
Yep. We can't just send them back up now, can we?
What? But that's just insane profit! Traveler, why don't you become a duke as well?
What about you, Paimon?
Paimon will be your vault keeper!
Jokes aside, I didn't know you'd be so interested in this box. How about this then? You can pick anything you want from it. Consider it a gift from me.
Really? You'll let Paimon pick anything? No takebacks. Paimon will have you know that she's got a real good eye for treasure.
I never joke about things like this.
Alright, Paimon's gonna have a look. Paimon wants this one. This dark, sparkly gem. You just know it must be worth a ton of Mora.
It's smoking and ominous, Paimon. Are you sure? You may want to change your mind.
Actually, never mind. Paimon doesn't want this gem anymore. Can Paimon pick something else instead?
Are you feeling unwell?
There's something weird about this gem. Paimon remembered a lot of bad things when she picked it up. Paimon couldn't even tune them out. It's as if the gem was just drawing them out of Paimon's brain. It was super spooky.
Is that so? Let me give it a try. Paimon's right. I too experienced some unpleasant flashbacks.
Huh? Let me try. That sounds like fun. Let's all do it.
Are you sure? I wouldn't exactly call it fun.
No. I want to make sure I know exactly what you saw.
Fair enough. Go ahead. I don't think it'll have a permanent effect.
Unless you eat it.
Are you okay, Traveler? You also saw something, right?
I relived some rather unforgettable memories.
I'll take this gem then and run a thorough investigation on its properties. Paimon, feel free to pick something else.
Then... actually, never mind. Paimon's gonna pass. Paimon was thinking about one of the snacks, but who knows if it'll also make Paimon sick.
An astute decision.
You do have a point. In that case, we should destroy the entire box and all of its contents. Seems like we're almost done with our drinks, too. Let's go check out the Society's gathering place, then. I can introduce you, and we can also continue our conversation while we're at it.
Wait, are you this free every day or something?
Just noticed? I wasn't exactly busy the first time we met, either.
Not amused. Greetings. Understood.
We are honored by your visit, Your Grace. All of us at the Society have been waiting for your arrival. Are these your two guests?
Mm-hmm. Let me introduce you to them. Traveler, this is Dugier, the head of the Beret Society. This is their gathering place.
How do you know they belong to the Beret Society?
Members can find all sorts of drinks and snacks here, as well as a large variety of books and other resources.
Is there some kind of tell?
Every once in a while, the Society will also host activities and seminars, which are always well attended.
You flatter me, Your Grace. All we did was set up an organization in the same way as you would in the world above. It's so easy to feel lonely and helpless when you arrive here for the first time. I remember that feeling all too well. None of us knew anything about this place then, after all.
So we give them a beret, and then all the rest is history.
But that's when the thought came to me. If we could help everyone turn over a new leaf, they would no longer have to lead such gloomy existences. Thus, it was with your help that I founded the Beret Society.
Oh, so you were also involved with this, Wriothesley?
My part in this was minimal. All I did was follow procedure and rubber stamp the application. I'm sure you have a very good sense of what this place is about by now. As you know, not everyone takes their sentence seriously. For some, this is just another place where they can eat, breathe, and sleep. But the Society is a great place for those who wish to turn things around.
Exactly right. Here, we keep an eye on each other and remind each other of our goals. Everyone can focus on rehabilitating our mental states and even make many new friends. Our operations are entirely funded by members' donated goods and credit coupons. Same for the things you can see here.
Who knew you could find such a place in the Fortress of Mirapede? Oh, right, and what's the deal with the hats?
There's nothing deep about it. I just felt like we needed some kind of visible identifier. If our members felt joy and pride from being a part of this group, then the hats would become a point of pride for them as well. And when we're together, we will feel a sense of community from seeing everyone's hats. Optimism, community, hard work, and a desire for a new life. I hope this hat will show everyone everything we have been working towards.
In other words, that hat has come to represent something like a model citizen, which also helps them recruit new members.
Once again, you are exactly right, Your Grace. That's a part of our goal as well. Let's take a little old seat over here. There's no need for us to stand. I'll ask the members to get us some drinks. Please wait here just one moment. Feel free to look around too if you want to learn more about us.
He said they had been waiting for a while.
Oh, right. What happened to your slow day, Wriothesley?
Huh. Seems like I shouldn't underestimate an adventurer's keen sense of observation. I'll bear that in mind the next time I need to do something low-key. Kidding, of course. We're just discussing some small matters. It shouldn't take long. We've also already gone over the organization's vision. Instead of listening to me try to explain some more, maybe it'd be better if you took a look around for yourself.
Why does Paimon feel like he didn't answer the question at all? Well, we're already here, aren't we?
Yeah, might as well take a look.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like the model prisoners, right? So this is what their spot looks like.
There's a good variety of books here, and it also looks like the selection is regularly updated. If nothing else, one can definitely find something here with which to pass the time. Members' diaries also displayed among the books. It was probably included for recruitment purposes. So it is.
Hey, what are you doing over here?
Booking.
Oh, hello. You are guests of the Duke, are you not? I'm organizing the bookshelves. Want to take a look? We've got some classics, as well as a few books that the members published themselves.
There are writers in the society.
Yeah, most of them are writing diaries or autobiographies on their time in the organization. Some quit drinking. Some learned to tailor. Some became real good at calligraphy. And even I've learned to use a camera. We find it kind of funny. You see, had we managed to stay above ground, none of us would have ever had the time to learn any of those skills.
It's because you all have a lot more free time now.
Not only that, but we've also now got the mental space to think about taking on new things. Before we came here, we were constantly exhausted just trying to live. With how the Duke and Mr. Dugier have organized our lives down here, though, all we need to do is think about the things that we want to do. You never know what you may be good at until you give it a try. And while you're here, no matter what you do, you won't get judged for it. After all, there's no need to conform to societal expectations when you're already in jail.
So this is something like a safe space.
Yeah, that's exactly right. After all, not everyone is good at fighting, or have the physical strength to do hard labor. The society is exactly what some of us need. And that's it. I just finished organizing this shelf as well, so feel free to check it out if you want. Just remember to put the books back after you're done.
Don't worry, we will.
Possibly in the same order that they were. Oh, don't climb.
Please check out as many books as you like. Just don't forget to return.
Okay, can't examine more books. It's just books and books.
The Society is planning to host another event soon. We haven't had many new recruits recently, so...
The one you mentioned to me before. The idea is sound, but I still have some concerns about the specifics.
Hey, you there, newbie!
That's me?
Hello? Are you talking to Paimon?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Now, why don't you follow my lead and take a deep breath before letting everything out like this? Ha!
What are you doing?
That's how I pump myself up every day. A lot of my friends have found it super useful too. With one shout, you can release all the fatigue, resentment, and unpleasantness from your lungs and return to the day with all the optimism in the world. Why don't you also give it a try, huh? I promise that it'll work.
Paimon's gonna pass.
Feeling shy? That's alright. As long as you remember this trick, it'll come in handy one day. Just remember to take a deep breath and let it all out if you find yourself at your wit's end. There's no need to be embarrassed about it. Just embrace your emotions and freely express it for all to hear.
Yes, Mr. Scream Man.
Welcome to our gathering place. Is there anything you'd like me to explain to you?
Oh, it's okay. We're just taking a look around.
You sound a bit like a salesperson in a shop.
Well, that's not a bad comparison. It is my job to explain our amenities and benefits to our latest members. I'm sure Mr. Dugier has already explained some of it, but allow me to fill you in some more. Besides this space, which our members use to rest and relax, we also have an entertainment room, a fitness room, and a self-study room. These rooms are open to all of our members. We want everyone to be able to use their free time to the fullest.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have a restaurant too? If you did, you also wouldn't have to eat at the big cafeteria anymore.
Unfortunately, we don't. For matters like that, we still have to rely on His grace. We started a collaboration with the cafeteria a while back, though, so they'll let us borrow their kitchen to do some simple research into recipes and cooking.
You've really thought of everything.
Yeah, Paimon can definitely see how it'd be easier to live your life if you had all this support.
Yep, and that's exactly why Mr. Dugier founded the society. We all think we made the correct choice to join him.
Alright, we've talked to everybody. It sure sounds like they're all pretty happy. That would explain why Wriothesley only had good things to say about this place. Huh. It looks like they're starting to wrap up their conversation as well. Let's go over to them.
Of course, Your Grace. I will attend to those matters right away.
Okay, then I don't have anything else to add. Oh, you're back. What did you think about this place? Now, note that your opinion will also affect my review of Dugier and the society as a whole.
Oh, wait, I didn't know they were also a part of the evaluation process. It's all right with me, though. I'm pretty confident about our growth and activities.
Paimon thinks it's pretty good. Don't think anyone expected you to get a society going here of all places.
Same here. It seems alright on the surface.
Yeah, you're right. By themselves, our resources probably don't feel like much.
The prisoners here all have very different personalities and psychological needs. Our needs are like violent beasts. If we can't face them properly, they'll grow restless and enraged, causing pain and conflict. But if we can placate them, they lose their fangs, and they can even be converted into fuel for far nobler pursuits. Which is why, in my opinion, learning to reconcile with oneself is the first step on the path to redemption.
You've hit the nail on the head, Your Grace. Before I founded the society, I had met too many people who could not come to terms with themselves. And I'm sure that a part of your support is rooted in your desire to help those people find their way.
And Paimon thought everyone was enjoying life just fine, working and fighting.
Of course, that lifestyle is more than enough for some people in the fortress. For others, though, they would just be useless distractions.
Speaking of fighting, I'm not sure if you knew this, but even His Grace sometimes fights in the ring.
Would have thought.
What? You fight in the ring too? Wearing those high-tech boxing gloves of yours?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Almost never, you say.
Hey, isn't that the guy who lost his hat? Did you come here to relax too?
He sure doesn't look relaxed.
What's wrong? Did you forget about us already?
Are you feeling all right? You are looking a little pale.
No, I'm fine. Thank you for helping me get my hat back. I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
He's still as weird as before. Paimon's kind of used to it by now, though.
Dugier, do you know what's up with him?
I'm also not too sure about that. As far as I recall, he's always been a little strange, but I'll check up on him later. After all, it's my responsibility as the leader to make sure that no one falls through the cracks.
We'll leave him to you then. Where were we before we got sidetracked?
Something about boxing gloves.
Oh, right, about that. You might have thought that I was joking, but in a place like that, everyone will use everything in their power to win. And when emotions run high, things often spiral out of control. That would be when I need to pull out my gloves to maintain order. Sometimes you might need more than just gloves as well. This pair of handcuffs has also come in handy quite a number of times. Oops.
Oh, isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Yeah, I kept it on me because of its special qualities. It won't affect me as long as I don't let it come into contact with my skin.
Go on, you guys. Pick up the item for His Grace, would you?
Ooh. Someone without gloves?
Yes, right away.
That gem shines with quite the dazzling light. I hope it hasn't been damaged. Your Grace, please let me know if there's something wrong with it now.
Well, there's certainly some people interested in it.
It still looks good to me. Say, Dugier, have you ever seen a gem like this?
Never, Your Grace. Don't think I've ever been rich enough to afford this kind of a thing.
I guess that's fair. We've already gone over most of the things that I wanted to talk about, so let's wrap up for the day. The Traveler also has some other plans, after all.
Do we?
Got it, Your Grace. Take care, everyone. I'll take you to the exit. Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor. I'm sure everyone would love it if you were to visit again. And that goes for you as well, Your Grace. We wish you all the best in your endeavors.
And same to you.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest of the day. Why did you lie to him?
Well, what's your opinion of the Society now that you've taken a look around their headquarters?
Paimon thinks it's pretty chill. Weren't you complimenting them the entire time as well? Paimon doesn't remember exactly what you said, but wasn't it something along the lines of encouraging people to embrace their new lives with optimism? There's only one potential problem. If the Society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its members, you may be soon out of a job.
That is certainly a possibility. But at this point in time, they're still reducing my workload by managing and rehabilitating prisoners in my stead. I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense of Dugier's plans for the future. I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of dissonance.
Dissonance?
I'm sure the Traveler has sensed it too.
It's a bit hard to put into words. There's something off about that place. Certainly some weird people around.
As expected, you also picked up on it.
Hello, people in chat, also.
The whole truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that this was an unexpected turn of events. I had hoped to take care of it in secret, but now a confrontation may no longer be avoidable. It's hard to predict what might happen next.
You've completely lost my mind.
Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them you left something of yours there by accident. If my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception from the members.
Oh.
Can't you just tell us exactly what to expect?
I'm just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth to render judgment. It's been so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera at Biclès that I've even begun to miss it.
I'll take this as another one of your jokes.
I'll explain everything to you later, but right now we need to seize this opportunity.
Should I go in with a disguise? I have a mask.
Find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place. We might not get another chance like this anytime soon.
Then what are you gonna do?
Good question. What should I do? Maybe I'll drop by the ring and sign myself up for a fight.
Wait, so you're really just gonna make us work while you slack off?
That is his plan, yes.
Huh. It's just as Wriothesley said. Seems like Dugier is no longer here. You said you felt there was something off about this place, right? So let's see if we can feel something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
Maybe let's throw that rock on the ground again. That seemed to do the trick. Let's see if we can strike up a conversation. Possibly with the 3 people we conversed with earlier.
Wait, you guys are...
Still here.
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured we might have left it here by accident. We'll be on our way as soon as we find it.
Oh, okay.
Did anyone see a glass bottle by any chance?
Nobody?
It was about the size of my hand.
It's okay. There's no need to be nervous. It's not like we lost a whole bag of Mora or anything. We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you caught a glimpse of it. We're not gonna tell Wriothesley anything, don't worry.
I'll go find Mr. Dugier.
No need. We're just looking for something. Why does he have to know?
This is incredibly suspicious. Feels like they're all terrified of something.
We can look around for it, yeah?
Fun times. We are not welcome here.
Hey, hello? Anyone home?
Hello? How can I help you?
Can you give us that rundown again?
The Beret Society offers a variety of resources and benefits to its members, and, I mean, you've already heard my spiel. I don't know anything beyond what I've already told you.
You don't know anything?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just... there's nothing more I can tell you.
Bereft of Voice Society. Let's become a member.
Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and... I'm sorry. But you can't check out the books right now.
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly just a moment ago?
Sorry.
Friendliness is a very fluctuating thing.
You really can't check them out. Please understand.
What's in the books?
Okay, Paimon sees what you meant now. Seems like they really don't want to talk to us, so let's just head back.
I'm surprised you're letting me do that after examining the books and not make me
What
talk
of
to the
you?
third person first.
How about a quick break so I can sketch?
Sorry.
Please. Please just leave me alone.
Or can we not talk to Rigas? We can.
Hey, big guy!
I guess the books count as a person. And we only need to talk to 3 people.
What do you want?
Isn't this how you greeted us earlier? Take a deep breath and let it all out.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sure are a fast learner.
How did your optimism go?
I ate something earlier, so I'm falling into a bit of a food coma, and I mean, not everyone can be super upbeat all the time, right? You're looking for something, you said? I didn't see it, but it should be somewhere nearby. I didn't see it. Why don't you try to look for it somewhere else?
I don't know. I really don't know. Wriothesley, these people are weird.
Oh, you're back. How were things at their headquarters?
It was as if they had all turned into completely different people.
They were all acting super scared.
That would prove my suspicions. The dissonance I mentioned earlier was precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
Like that one guy we found hiding in the box.
Right. He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the gathering place. Actually, hasn't he just been acting super paranoid since we first met?
And that's precisely why I took his hat.
Oh ho, you thief.
Oh, so the one who started it all was... It was you all along!
It's because I wanted to figure out what's really going on. I don't believe any of Dugier's talk about unstable mental states.
How long have you been investigating this?
Not too long. Dugier made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know. It almost feels like the performance was too elaborate.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole society into custody? Aren't you the Duke? You can do whatever you want in this place.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. Just give me the word and I'll hand you the cuffs. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show. Everything I do is on display. The way people see me act determines the kind of world I can create down here. And I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
That sounds a bit deep. Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
The Duke's actions will set the tone, and the Duke's values will be emulated by the people.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain expectations of justice and order. And that's why even though Dugier had already let a few things slip, I didn't want to turn on him without irrefutable evidence.
Alright, so you're saying Dugier has figured out some way to control the members of his society.
It's brainwashing hats.
And even though the members are acting all optimistic and motivated, it's all just a show.
I feel like we are still missing something.
Indeed. He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his members into the most upbeat and motivated group of people you've ever seen. And that won't turn out well in the long run. I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave during our visit. The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will bite.
Fish? Bite?
Let's give them some time. My guards will need it to finish their investigation, too. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Hey! Don't just leave before you've explained everything to Paimon! Hey!
Oi! Is it fine to do it today? Or do we need to wait long?
It's finally evening. Wriothesley's probably wrapped up his investigation. Paimon has no idea what that guy's thinking. Let's just go find him and ask him what he's really up to.
It's finally evening, after a moment of waiting.
Oh, here you are. Did you manage to land a lucky pull on the welfare meals tonight?
I didn't really check yet.
Let's just get straight to the point. Has anything else happened with the society?
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned so far and go over any sticking points. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Namely, why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid of be so powerful that even you won't be able to do anything about it?
But even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first? It'd be one thing if it was just one or two people, but it seems like everyone's convinced that I won't be able to help. Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them.
Because you instigated Dugier in the first place?
Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them something to make them think I won't take their side. So it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when you identified the guy who'd lost his hat with everyone present. There was no way to keep our investigation a secret after that.
That makes sense. Wait, then does that mean it was all Paimon's fault?
Now that you mention it.
The last thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own. But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that we were the ones who found it. That likely set his internal alarms off all at once.
The hats must be hiding something.
Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth and we'd be back to square one. So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black gem onto the ground. I must say, I was pretty satisfied with the results.
Ah, so you did that on purpose?
Yes, that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of the Society from the very beginning. I had no way to know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to gamble.
So that's the hint you were talking about earlier.
Right. And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to let people know that it's still early days for my investigation. And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to evil and injustice, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold the status quo.
You used us as a part of your plan too!
So that's why you wanted us to come along.
My apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be easier to just let you see a few things for yourselves. But I can assure you that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course, you're under no obligation, but I would really appreciate it if you could continue to lend me your support and help me figure out the true secret behind the Society. Would you be willing to lend me your support?
No.
But Paimon's still mad at you!
Sure. If all you need is some help planning.
You have my thanks. Now, there are still two outstanding matters in our investigation. The first is the secret of the hats. I've examined one before. There was nothing suspicious about the item itself. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. We haven't been able to get anything out of anyone with actual knowledge of it. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait and venture outside of their dark and murky pool. I'll put some music on while we wait.
Any good music? Just chilling.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following me.
Please, do.
I apologize for my lack of composure. These two are the guests that came with you to our gathering place, correct?
You know us.
Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please, help us, Your Grace. He's in great danger right now.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top. What happened at the Society?
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try. I think I should start from when you saw Fasol last.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering place?
Yes, he fled immediately, but many members are hot on his heels. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain everything that had happened. Now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing censure.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear the most. Rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace, please, just let me show it to you. Every secret may be found within...
Here you are. I was wondering where you had run off to in such a hurry. Please excuse us, Your Grace. It was never our intention to disturb you like this. You see, Avisa's mental state has been rather unstable ever since she arrived at the fortress. She rambles often, has hallucinations. It may be best to dismiss her babbling as random gibberish.
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission for you to come in.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for Your Grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so focused on recovering her, I would have followed all the rules of etiquette to the letter. So please, forgive my discourtesy.
Like we'd believe you.
You've got some nerve showing your face here.
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick girl, but I know His Grace to be a reasonable man.
Well then, what if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasol. I had no idea why he was so upset about losing his hat, really. Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no need to worry.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more to say.
This is what you're afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything. I'll do all I can for you.
I've never seen that thing in my life.
You can do it, Avis.
Your Grace, I don't think there's anything else she would like to say. Pressuring her will not get you anywhere.
It's all right, Avis. As long as you tell me what it is that you're terrified of, no matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you. I swear this on my name and honor as the Duke.
Your Grace, forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already said everything I could say about the matter.
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say. Please, don't press me further.
But why?
In that case, Avis and I will be off. Once again, please accept my apologies for disturbing your peaceful evening, Your Grace.
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order. There's nothing there.
There's a head now.
Your Grace, I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say you've merely let your worries get to your head. The Society has never caused trouble for you or any of the guards at the fortress. We've spent all of our time working hard and trying to lead better lives. Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? What's wrong with the current state of affairs? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so intent on getting rid of someone who's been unfalteringly loyal?
Your words bore me. You know the consequences if I find you to be lying.
It's death.
Everything that I do for the Fortress of Meripede. But your grace is welcome to visit us any time to confirm the true intent of our activities. All right, Avis. Let's head back.
Just what's up with that guy? He makes Paimon really, really mad. We should have shown him his place.
Sooner or later, all will pay the price for their arrogance. He must have been well prepared for this exact scenario, or he wouldn't have dared to be so openly hostile. All the more reason for us to be patient.
Secretly bald. Oh no.
The entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely react if he were taken into custody. And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me.
One thing's for sure. We won't let him get away with this.
The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the members' heads.
Maybe it is. In the members' heads.
Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic. However, if we were to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to be the place where they're keeping all of their secrets.
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon either. What are they trying to hide?
Where did Avis hide the secrets?
The hats are definitely being used to hide a secret. But there's nothing wrong with the hats themselves. But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need to remove her hat? From the way Dugier acted, he must have known from the beginning that we wouldn't be able to find any evidence.
I have an idea, but...
What a coincidence, so do I.
Huh? What is it? Tell Paimon about it!
Avis didn't take off her hat to draw attention to her head. She did so to remove her hair clip.
You mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without Dugier noticing. That would mean that Avis didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she'd already given us what we needed. Let me take a look.
Wriothesley tinkers with the hair clip.
I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical, is hollow on the inside, and looks something like a cross between a nail and a thorn.
Paimon's lost again.
Let's see. What if we do this?
Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid is leaking out of the gem.
Great.
And some of it has been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
The gem is used as a container for a type of liquid.
You've probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity.
What?
With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of fear.
So, with this infused fawn,
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would feel to have this directly injected into your brain. The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced in your life. Agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of despair. No wonder they're all so terrified of it.
So, was the hat meant to cover up their wounds?
That might not even be all. Let's go get them right away. We can't let Dugier escape with all of the evidence.
it's what he deserves. Let's give him exactly that.
Your Grace, we have taken the Society members into custody. They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
I had them stay here to keep an eye on things, so I'm glad that my intuition turned out to be correct. Perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now, let's check on them. As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Paimon's glad her eyesight isn't so good that she can see it from here. Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
They didn't pull the fawn out.
They probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier's censure. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain.
And fear.
Let's go check out the other areas too.
These papers are actually outdated, but they look brand new. It seems like no one has ever flipped through them. If you look closely, even the creases are almost identical. They don't seem to have been formed naturally through reading.
Hey, come here! Have a look at this! This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. Its contents are exactly the same as this book on the shelf. The colors of the covers are completely different though, and the names of the authors also don't match up.
So these were also just for show, to make it look like the bookshelves being added to a maintenance.
Yeah, and they dared to claim that they wrote these too. Huh!
Look at what I found.
This is
a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the gathering place. So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members.
That would explain why they were all so terrified.
Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instructions or any kind of script to follow. And if any action you take may be deemed a mistake, then perhaps it's better to do less, or to not do anything at all. Dugier has already tamed them to his will.
He's treating them like dogs with heads.
Your Grace! Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any Society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. All the signs of wear and tear are fake. The lime scale, the layers of dust, they were all deliberately added. We also investigated the members' residences and weren't able to find anything. Their neighbors all say that they haven't returned home for ages.
Oh. Is that right?
They're gone? That could only mean...
The real headquarters are elsewhere. Are we gonna find a domain? Are we gonna get to play as Wriothesley?
Indeed. As long as he allowed society members to mingle with others, even with threats of censure, Dugier knew that he couldn't stop all of his members from speaking out. Meanwhile, this marvelous gathering place will lose all of its value as soon as a whistleblower sounds the alarm. So instead of being his real base, this is just an elaborate performance. The rest areas, the fancy equipment, even the members that we saw, they were merely part of the front. And only the most docile and well-trained members were selected as his performers.
But then, where can we actually find him?
Let me think. Dugier must be holding all the rest of his members in another place. And if the overseer of my fortress guard has never alerted me to anything of the sort, he must be in Dugier's pocket.
Let's go find him. He can tell us where the real headquarters are.
I'm of the same mind. Let's go. You two, follow me.
Further down.
My apologies.
Long elevators, long.
Did that person flee here?
That's the most likely scenario to me. He's probably already caught wind of Dugier's declaration of war against me, and has fled to seek his protection. Let's keep heading down. There are some abandoned areas in there. Since he needs space, I'd guess Dugier probably converted them into his headquarters. We should be on the right track. Now we just need to find that turncoat. Let's go. We can take this path. You guys take the other.
Glad you decided to start running at some point. Then you stopped for some reason.
Look! There's a fallen guard over there! I must see some society members too!
After them!
It's Wriothesley! Run!
You aren't really trying, Wyla.
Did Dugier send you? Why did you attack that guard?
Come on! It's time to talk! Can't you see that he's trying to help?
I will take your cooperation into consideration when it comes time to hand out sentences.
But Mr. Dugier, he didn't want this guy to expose our true location. We were just about to dispose of him when you caught up to us.
So, in other words, your headquarters should be this way.
Yes, it's just down this way. You'll make it there once you've seen it pass through a large drainage pipe.
Now that's more like it.
Guards, take them away. Let's go. It's about time that we find out what Dugier's really after.
What a real douche. Wrong way, somehow. It is a domain. Dugier's Kingdom, in quotation marks. Based on the investigation and preliminary conjecture, the goons of the Barrett Society and their victims should be gathered deep within this place. Dugier must have expected trouble and has prepared a suitable welcome gift. As such, extensive preparations should be undertaken before entering. Dushi. Let's go fight Dushi.
There's so much space down here.
Yeah, these are all former work areas. They've been left abandoned due to a lack of funds. There are usually guards on patrol here. It would seem that all of those guards have been bought as well. Stay sharp. He's got a ton of surprises waiting for us, I'm sure.
Did we get to fight as Wriothesley before? He is a mage, but he uses that to use his fists.
A moment, please.
Mages that use their fists instead are pretty fun, because it means that all of their attacks are filled with their element. In Wriothesley's case, this being ice.
Coming to be! Feel this ancient power!
Fire! Well, rest and rebuild!
Have a safe trip.
Punch one more dog.
Hey, are you okay?
You're safe now. Just follow the guards and leave this place.
Who knew that there'd be Gardamex here? Dugier really prepared for everything!
And that would explain the strange decommission requests I received, as well as account for all the Gardamex that had mysteriously gone missing. Seems like he's prepared for an all-out confrontation with me.
Hey, what's this?
Seems like some kind of handbook. Let me see. Ah, this should be the Society's real rules book. It lists all the rules that they're expected to follow. Members are not permitted to speak to each other or to leave without formal permission.
That's a harsh rule.
5 members shall form a group, and the whole group will be punished for any single member's wrongdoings. Anyone who reports a fellow member's misbehavior shall be rewarded with food and water. I see. So it's much as I expected.
But that's just cruel and unreasonable.
And say that again, Paimon.
To obtain food and water, prisoners are forced to snitch on others, and in the process cause pain to those around them. To avoid punishment, they learn to stop talking with one another. This leaves the wounds they've already received to fester, however, and so resentment builds until every prisoner has become an island. Finally, isolated and without hope, they accept their fate as Dugier's slaves.
That's terrible. The whole thing is a affront to human dignity.
Do you remember what happened to Paimon? She rejected all the snacks in the box once she was spooked by that black gem. She's usually all for tasty snacks, but she chose to go against her instincts after a negative experience.
Ugh, is that the best example you could come up with? Anyway, Paimon still thinks she made the right decision. It never hurts to be careful.
No, your decision was valid. However, it's also valid to interpret that as a decision that you only made under emotional duress. The human heart is like a raft in a vast and empty ocean. We convince ourselves that we're in control, but in truth, a single wave could sweep us off course and send us crashing into the path of a storm. Those who use fear to lead others astray must pay for that crime.
So let's make them pay. I vow to never run away again. I vow not to speak without permission. I vow to remain conscious while being censured. I vow to earnestly carry out any order given to me by Master Dugier. I vow to actively denounce any behavior of my fellow society members or undermine the society's unity. I vow to voluntarily accept a 4th degree or higher punishment should I violate any part of my oath. The entire text is handwritten. The paper is creased and the handwriting is sloppy, suggesting it was written in a state of extreme distress. It was signed at the end with a fingerprint rather than a signature. Judging from the mark, however, it certainly doesn't appear to have been made with a gentle pigment like that of an ink pad. Cruel and unreasonable stuff in a prison. Who may have thought? Well, this prison so far seemed quite nice.
If I'm not mistaken, the space ahead should be the central area of this place, but the door has been locked.
I smell puzzle.
Rather than confront Dugier, I think it's more important right now for us to rescue as many society members as possible. You guys should wait here. We'll try to open the door and check out some other spots.
Open the door. Would we have to do something to this mechanism here? Paimon doesn't get it at all. Forget it, Paimon's just gonna do some trial and error.
The usual. Let's try and error. Rotate the device to shine the light beam and activate the something.
Whoa, it's turning! Is it because we touched this thing? Look, the other side's open! Let's go.
Let's do as Paimon said. Just blindly operate. Trial and error will win. Eventually. Deep into the sewers we go. They even have slimes and hillychokes down here.
Witness my great undertaking.
Take flight.
Let's begin.
Now, stay cool. Face your guilt.
A proper send-off from the Cena with love. Allow me.
Coming to be. Moment of birth.
Watch out.
Radish. My favorite. As well as some wheat.
It's so high. We're not gonna have to climb all the way up, are we?
Activate the mechanism in front of us first, just like before. Let's see if that changes anything.
Looks like there's a mechanism that's gotten stuck. It won't turn alongside the others. Is there something we can do?
Oh, I see. These are gonna turn both now. Yeah. Well, that worked.
The water level's gone way up, so that's how we'll make it to the top.
Also, full-on water temple pipes from Zelda. More robots.
Rebuild. Whirling snow.
It's gonna get a little chilly.
That was probably a bit overkill.
These should be the prison cells. Lots of empty cells in here. Dugier's probably moved them elsewhere already.
Let's still rescue the ones who got left behind, though. Every person counts. Hey, it's all right now. You can leave this place.
No, I won't try to leave anymore. I'll never try to leave again.
Fine, then stay.
So close to me. I don't want any trouble.
No, we're not gonna do that. Please calm down. We're not bad people.
We won't be able to get through to her right now. Not with the stress response in the way. I'd also guess there are many others here who are more or less like her. Let's let the guards take care of them for now and keep pushing forward.
Evis Invasion is still in danger.
All right. Let's search for an exit first.
Etat dialogue. I'm so hungry. Please give me something to eat. I'm begging you. Don't pass me a note. Are you trying to get us killed? Please, I'm hungry, so hungry. I'll report you if you keep this up. It's almost time for the inspection. Straighten up. So hungry, so hungry, so hungry, so hungry. What follows is constant repetition, with the handwriting becoming increasingly faint, failing to convey anything of use. The bottom half of the note is severely damaged and has a dirty shoe print on it. It looks like whoever wrote this has been taken away. A letter left behind. Dear Lauren, my sweetest daughter, I have no choice but to say goodbye to you in this way. Since our separation, not a moment goes by when I do not wish that I could leave the fortress of Meropide as soon as possible and come back to you, to go back to being the father you looked up to the most. Perhaps I am the only one who naively believes that sinners are forgiven. The moment one is handed a sentence, they are already dead, leaving only a husk of flesh that must atone. Nobody shows compassion for the flesh. It is utterly filthy and utterly worthless. Don't make the wrong choices, Lauren. Don't do bad things. Live a beautiful life. Do your best to become a better you. Do your best to become a better you. Try to embrace all the bright things in this world and don't leave any regrets behind like I did. Do not try speaking for me. Nobody here can be trusted. They are all monsters with human faces, with not the slightest shred of decency, constantly starving beyond measure. Stay far, far away from this place. No matter how you feel inside about a father like me, I still want you to know that I wish I could see you and that I love you very much. Any more personal letters? Not here. Probably just the two of them, huh? And then more puzzles. Oh, nothing rotates. Okay. Like so.
The door's open. Huh. Maybe it's His Grace. I'll go take a look.
I leave this area to you. Make sure to bring everyone out safe.
Understood. And please take care as well, Your Grace. We'll return here right away and await your orders.
Just focus on the tasks you've been given. I already have reliable help over here. Let's go back. We have unfinished business, do we not? That mechanism from the first room. Maybe we'll also need to hold it in place using the same device to open the door that leads to the central area. Don't forget to bring these along.
That was something, yeah.
This seems to be something like a console.
This is a surveillance terminal. The information collected by the surveillance ports we found previously will be sent here. I'm sure Dugier really enjoyed sitting here and making his people dance like puppets on strings.
Oh, that makes Paimon even angrier!
Angrymon. What am I trying to accomplish? Oh, I see. Can I not lock you? In that case, that's a bit bad. I need to turn you 3 times. So like this. No, too early. I mean, I can just lock you again. And then we have another path. That's a lot of people.
I must confess to being furious. To think that there are still some of you who find it permissible to spit upon our rules.
Like that one, and that one.
Remember their names. Fasal and Avis. They've betrayed you, betrayed us. And today you will see with your own eyes what'll happen to those who betray our cause. Go on, Avis. Pierce his skull with the thorn in your hands, and then push in the Aqua Dolores. Of course, you will do it one drop at a time. Let it do its magic again, and don't stop until you've pushed all of it in.
That's all. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'll find a way to endure.
Oh, shut your wretched mouths! When did I give you permission to speak? My rules are the paramount law of this place. Only more pain will come to those who dare to disobey.
That's enough, Dugier. Your rabid screams have been beyond nauseating.
Is that His Grace?
Oh, Wriothesley. I knew you would come, but I didn't expect you to be so quick. Must you still refuse to let me be? Did I not spell everything out for you already? What's so blasphemous about sharing a slice of the cake with me when you've already got the entire fortress at your feet?
It would seem that you can't see the difference between sharing and looting. And on top of that, look at your people. Are they not starving as you wolf down your cake?
You. Stop acting all high and mighty like some hero of justice!
Segi no Mikata.
Have you forgotten? Nobody in this blasted fortress is innocent. We are all irredeemable monsters who have destroyed something that others held dear. What's so wrong about punishing those who deserve to be punished? It's what they've always deserved. And please, are you really gonna tell me that you care about their lives and well-being when you just need a supply of labor to keep this place running? Is it that all you need to keep your cushy life?
Sadly, you're wrong on both counts. Unlike you, I've never seen them as currency. The fortress is not only a place for confinement, but also a place for rebirth. Just as people are free to give in to the darkness within their hearts, they are also free to seek redemption and a new beginning. Our bodies have limits, but our spirits will always remain free. They may have made mistakes, but they are still human beings with people and things that they cherish. And most importantly, they should always retain the freedom to choose their own path once they've reflected on their past misdeeds. But you're destroying their spirits with fear, taking their freedom away so that they'll become slaves who will never again feel or think. And you say that's what they've always deserved? You are nothing compared to them.
He's really mad.
He sure is barking up a storm. Honestly, he's been keeping it in until now.
You think me arrogant, Wriothesley. Well, I think you're too young and naive. You understand nothing of this world. Nobody actually sees this fortress as any kind of just a wonderful place. See it for what it is. A dumping ground of pain and misery, irredeemable now and irredeemable forever! No prisoner will listen to you out of gratitude of their hearts. The whip is the only way to make them obey. Had you been just one step slower, I would have already taken control of all the garden mechs in this place. Your vision gives you strength. But how long will it hold against these powerful constructs?
You talk big, but in the end, you know nothing outside of power and control. In that case, let me give you a small taste of what real power looks like.
I'm a hero of justice. I'm a mage, but I fight with my fists.
Witness my great undertaking.
Kamisato art. Sumetsu. A proper send-off. From the
Stay cool and face your guilt.
Allow me.
Live! Moments of birth.
Hey there. Hey there. Fire. Well.
If you think fear can control everything, well then, terrify me.
Don't high road me. You're just another crook. And it's time you got treated like one.
What's the matter? Too scared to shoot straight?
I'm warning you. Unauthorized punishment and torture are prohibited here. As the Duke, you should set an example.
Funny how that slipped my mind. Well, from this point on, you can forget about that rule. The rules of the fortress are there to keep the likes of you in check. But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood?
The guards rescue the society members who have been imprisoned at the true headquarters. Wriothesley spends much time with each member, confirming them and extending his personal apologies. Following that, he makes arrangements for follow-up medical care and clean-up work. And thus does the Beret Society debacle truly come to an end.
Sorry for taking so long. Did I keep you waiting?
This story did take longer than I expected. So, you better be sorry.
No, not at all. Paimon didn't know you were so considerate.
If you ask me, I'd say I actually feel very helpless. There's no way that I could truly empathize with the fear that the members felt every day. I could comfort and compensate them all I want, but it might still not be enough to repair the damage that has been done. I have to take responsibility for it, as does the fortress.
At least we were able to stop it before it got any worse, right?
Yeah, it's the least that we could do.
So, do you have a plan for how you're gonna deal with him yet?
Oh, Dugier? I've already got an idea. For now, I think I'll do nothing.
That's the best course of action.
Huh? Why?
I think it's a very fitting punishment for him to have to imagine the sorts of punishments that will soon be coming his way. He'll be left in the dark with regards to both the dates and the details of his punishment. Of course, that's not to say that I'll be letting him off scot-free. It's not often that I actually get the chance to be creative with my punishments. I'm going to talk to the members of the Society. He'll get a chance to experience everything that he's ever inflicted on them.
I suppose this is a kind of punishment that only the Fortress can mete out.
Paimon didn't know you could also be so harsh. Looks like she should watch her tongue when she's around you in the future.
Why do you think I'd do that kind of thing to you? You offend me, Paimon.
And because you offended me, Paimon, I will punish you.
Anyway, jokes aside, thank you so much for all of your help. There's still a lot for me to take care of, so... How about this? I'll treat you to a meal in 2 days at the Coupon Cafeteria. We should have a better handle on things by then.
No, Paimon's had enough of that place.
Don't worry, it won't be the same old welfare meal. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
Oh, then you've got yourself a deal.
2 days later. It also said a time. I didn't look at the time. Time flies, doesn't it? I wish it flew faster.
A blade is like a tea leaf.
Between 11 and 13,
Only
we need
those
to
who
time
stand
more.
Many times.
I feel like this game could very much work without this clock.
Appreciate its true qualities.
Ah, you're here.
That food looks like actual food.
Paimon never forgets about meals. Even if the traveler forgets, Paimon will remind her for sure.
You say that as if I haven't been feeding you or something.
That's not what Paimon meant at all. Wriothesley, you got what Paimon meant, right?
I'm a little confused, actually.
Great.
Hey, not you too.
Jokes aside, I've got some good news. After taking a look, the doctors have let me know that it shouldn't be too difficult to extract the thorns, which means that everyone should be able to recover after a period of rest. As for their mental recoveries, most are making good progress as well. We've added a few who were more severely affected to a special observation list.
You sure got everything taken care of, Wriothesley.
I try my best. After all, it's my duty to take care of everything that happens within my territory.
I have a question for you, actually.
Please, go ahead.
Your flashbacks when you picked up the gem.
Ah, that's a bit of a long story. I once had a similar experience. It had to do with the host family I lived with as a child. I was an orphan, adopted by a couple with a great deal of love in their hearts. I had many siblings, and we all adored each other. Once we were older, Mom and Dad would turn us over to be individually adopted by families of greater means, and go on to adopt more young children. They were perfect parents. Or so I thought.
And then?
And then, I found out we were merely raised as livestock. Once we had reached a certain age, our parents would bring us to the market for sale. All children that were sold would leave the house, and nobody would know what became of them. As for those who didn't sell, they were merely disposed of. Did you know I once considered myself an extremely lucky child? And all of my friends, all of my siblings, they all felt this way as well. I was also not the first to find out about the truth. all those who found out before me were simply added to the disposal pile. I could never shake the feeling of irony every time I juxtaposed their tragic ends against our parents' adoring smiles.
That explains a lot.
Yes. Like the society, my parents created a facade of joy, lied to satiate their desires, and even employed incredibly cruel methods to keep their grasp on power. They did all of that, but never considered how their actions would utterly ruin all the children they took under their wing. Worse, perhaps they never cared about that at all. But I did. So in the end, I killed them and set all of the remaining children free. I was convicted for my crimes and exiled to the fortress of Meripede.
Ah!
My methods were extreme, yes. But I was still a teenager at the time. I'd been betrayed by those I trusted most, and I didn't think that more moderate ways would solve the problem. My doubt and helpless anger pushed me forward until I got what I deserved.
I have to take some time to process that.
It's all right. You don't have to tell me what you think. I've already committed to this path, regardless of what anyone may say about it. The least I can do is to make sure that the same tragedy will not happen again in my new home.
Sorry to disturb you, everyone.
Oh, it's Avis and Fasol! Are you two feeling better yet?
They're not wearing hats, so it's much better.
It was all because you arrived in time. I managed to escape unscathed.
Glad to hear it.
We came here on impulse today, because we were hoping that you'd be able to lend us a hand, Your Grace.
Please, go on right ahead. I'll do my best to help. Within reason, of course.
It's... I'd like to be wedded to Avis here at the fortress.
It's a love story now.
You're getting married?
Yeah, we met each other through the society and both fell into Dugier's trap. But even during our time there, we never doubted each other. We always believed that Dugier was manipulating us, trying to make us mistrust each other. And after this incident, we've come to believe that we've found the one for the rest of our lives.
You could say we managed to make the best out of a bad situation. He didn't abandon me, and I didn't forsake him either. But we're still both prisoners. And we also aren't sure if the fortress is the best place to host something so celebratory. So we are just wondering, is our request a bit too out of line?
You're right in that the fortress has never hosted a wedding before. But that's no reason to say no, is it? I'll help you make the arrangements. If you need anything special shipped in from the surface, just say the word.
Like cake.
We can't thank you enough, Your Grace. We are actually also planning to stay here after the conclusion of our sentences.
Yeah, we've already made tons of special memories here. So now, it'd be too hard to leave. And we have full confidence in the fortress's future with you at the helm, Your Grace.
Isn't marriage, in a way, just a prison in and of itself?
Your trust is the highest form of praise.
Hey, loosen up a bit! Shouldn't you be the happiest man in Teyvat to hear that people would like to stay of their own free will?
Yeah. I'll always take a genuine expression of faith over any obligation to obey.
And so they have been reborn in the land of grievances. That should have finished all my daily quests. Yes. Nice. We are not gonna do Navia, because I do not have time for another 2 hours. So we're gonna take a look at something else that I would have possibly not done at all otherwise. Also, we get a fortune slip. Don't look for shortcuts. After all, the shortcut might already be clogged with hordes of people who have already found it. Oh no, shortcuts. Also, delicious Tess's ragu. Let's take a look at something I would have possibly not done. That
How greedy of me.
is most certainly gonna be silly. It's a repeat of something we did before. I'm not sure how new it is. So I guess we are finding out together. Arataki, Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp. Your diet has been quite plain recently. Well, outside of the food we just got here in the prison. And Paimon's been missing the spice of life in food, aside from here in the prison. As such, you head over to One Min Restaurant, only to meet two old friends that possibly should be in prison. All things considered.
There's a pleasant breeze and glorious sunshine. So, where...
Huh? Look! Over there by the hot pot stand! We know them!
I know one of them, because I see one of them.
Traveler, Paimon, you're here too?
You're not, Ito.
Yanfei, Shinobu! Here for some hot pot, huh? What's the occasion?
Was Shangling's cooking too hot to handle?
No, it's nothing like that. Wanmin restaurant's just closed for a couple of days. But it's nice to try somewhere different for a change. Su Arnyang's hot pot is pretty good, and you can't get it at Wanmin restaurant.
Wanmin's closed? Why? What happened?
It burnt down. Too hot, the food.
Well, it was partly our fault.
We burned it down.
Recently, some old classmates from the Tongwen Academy got in touch and said they were organizing a get-together. Yanfei's the most senior among us, since she's the most qualified, so she got to pick the location. And she booked Wanmin Restaurant. The turnout was a lot higher than expected, and in the space of 2 days, we somehow got through all of the restaurant's stock for the week ahead. Boss's enormous appetite was also a significant contributing factor. He went a little crazy.
Was crazy to begin with.
Chef Mao was pretty wiped out by the end, but he had a huge smile on his face. It was the best business he's had in months. The only thing is, it'll take him at least a couple days to fully restock.
Ito.
Bullchucker's here too? Paimon's surprised we haven't seen him. Those horns stick out like two sore thumbs.
Yeah, when he heard I was meeting up with some old classmates, he got very excited and decided he was coming with me. His logic was, and I quote, "Any classmate of Shinobu's is a classmate of mine."
That's not how it works, Ito.
Notwithstanding the fact that Boss has never studied a day in his life, I think he just feels that he didn't get enough chances to indulge his taste buds last time he was in Liyue.
That other kid you guys brought with you, though, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Grandmaster Hanakato. He seems like a smart cookie. You probably didn't notice because you were busy chatting to your classmates at the time, but he was helping Chef Mao out in the kitchen, trying to pick up some Liyue cooking skills.
I suspect he just wanted to learn how to make some new dishes to feed to his Oni Kabuto and make them stronger.
Grandmaster Hanakato? Where do we know that name from? Oh yeah! Didn't we meet him during that Beetle battle thing that Bullchucker organized at one time?
The almighty Arataki, extraordinary and exhilarating extreme Beetle brawl?
That's right. Good memory, Paimon.
No, I said that.
After the near catastrophe that was the Beetle Brawl, Hanakato became an ally of the Arataki gang. He and Boss regularly hang out to have practice matches and discuss Oni Kabuto rearing strategies.
Amazing.
But to his credit, a lot of the things he ropes Boss into doing in the name of Beetle Brawling actually result in Boss doing some real work for a change. It's made things a lot easier for me.
For instance, they've decided to spend a few days helping Chef Mal restock the kitchen. Partly to thank him for the epic feast. And partly because they would like to use the opportunity to look for new ingredients to boost their Onikabuto's performance.
I think they're out looking for crabs at Guyun Stone Forest right now, with Miss Xiangling and Mr. Guoba.
Are you feeding crabs to beetles?
They all seem to get along great. Guoba's already made friends with Crimson Staff, as Ito calls it, and, something Beetle King, or whatever Hanakado's is called. They've been out for quite a while, though. Shouldn't they be back by now?
Unless something put them in a playful mood. In which case, it's anyone's guess what kind of mess they might be in by now.
Well, now Paimon wants to join in the fun. Crabs from Guyun Stone Forest? Paimon bets they taste great! Why don't we go see if they need our help? The sooner Wanmin restaurant is fully stocked, the sooner we get to eat there again! And while we're at it, we can see what Bullchucker and Grandmaster Hanakado are really up to over there.
Gathering ingredients will go faster with more hands.
So you two are gonna head over?
I think that's a great idea. The Traveler, Paimon, and Ito make a good team. Not everyone can get through to him, but he usually listens to you two.
You make a good point. Well, thanks for checking up on them, you two.
Well, we kinda like that guy, so...
I'm suddenly feeling a bit warm. Maybe I've been eating too much spicy food lately?
Oh no, you poor thing! It could be a fever, or maybe the humidity's making you overheat. Wait here, I'll go get you some iced tea.
Now let's grab some crab. That was a crab. I did not grab it. I did grab this one.
I see it now.
Does he now?
A hard shell, a whole bunch of legs, looks like a born warrior. The crab is the Onikabuto of the sea! Throw one of these bad boys in the ring and your Onikabuto will have to seriously up its game.
Oh boy. He's not feeding crabs to Onikabuto. He's making crabs Onikabuto.
That's right, Oni King! Technically, the crab belongs to a different species, but it has all the qualities of the perfect warrior beetle. Pitting Onikabuto against crabs during their training is a surefire way to rapidly improve their strength.
Truly, the escalation of battling that we wanted. Crab fights.
Then it's time for Crimson Staff and Ironclad Beetle King to train harder than ever before. No rest until they've flipped every crab in the area onto its back. And once they're done, we'll just need to stoop down and scoop them up. No more chasing crabs all over the beach. La 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 la. Looks like Xiangling and Guoba are part of the gang now.
Sign me up.
Huh? Traveler, Paimon! Fancy meeting you here. Are you guys out for a walk or something? Hey, Xiangling! Hey, Guoba! Well, we were going to gorge ourselves at Wanmin Restaurant, but then we ran into Yanfei and Shinobu, who told us you were closed for a few days. So we figured we'd come find you guys and see if you needed any help. Aw, you guys! Thanks for being such loyal customers. It's so kind of you to help. With Mr. Ito and the Grandmaster helping me for the last couple of days, we've actually got most of the things we need now. All that's left for us to get are some fresh crabs. And Crimson Staff and Ironclad Beetle King will be able to round them up for us in no time. If everything goes to plan.
That does not look like the plan.
soon.
It's a geobishop hatchling! Bullchucker! Hanakata, watch out!
Hold on, stay calm. I'll assess the situation.
By which I mean I'll make sure that my hair looks right.
Hard shell? Check. Legs? Not too many, but it more than makes up for that with the whole rolling thing. Yeah, looks like a mean fighter. This is what you want to train your Oni Kabuto against.
How right you are, Oni King. With a training partner like this, an Oni Kabuto is sure to reach the apex of its abilities.
If a bug can beat that, then I'm gonna be very surprised.
Are they serious right now? Wait, I think I recognize that thing. It's always rolling around on a nearby island. It's made quite a reputation for itself as far as Guyun Geoviships go. People have taken to calling it Crystal Tornado.
Why not Earthquake?
It's because if you ever set foot on its little island, then it whooshes over and gives you a nasty whack on the head. It's really aggressive. How did you come to learn that?
Oni King, allow me to send in the troops. I shall monitor the battle from a safe distance to assess our enemy's prowess. Go, Ironclad Beetle King! Test your challenger to its limits!
Oh boy. Crystal Tornado is confused. Crystal Tornado will hit itself in confusion.
Ironclad Beetle King!
Oh, what a long and hard battle you fought, Ironclad Beetle King.
One hit and it's all over? I don't believe it. That's not possible. Okay, listen up, Grandmaster. The glorified pet rock is clearly tougher than it looks. Time to show it what we're really made of. From what I've seen, our opponent has a lot of brute force, but no finesse. Lugging all that weight around is a recipe for crude and clumsy attacks. And if you don't land the hit, it ain't worth squat. Luckily for us, our Oni Kabuto have a little thing called agility on their side. Go, Crimson Staff! Dodge the limbs and tail, wait for an opening, and aim for the...
Hilarious.
Belly.
Oni King, shall I send in some more Oni Kabuto, or...
Yes, send in a whole swarm.
I will... what?
Guoba, edit.
Wait, what's Guoba doing? No! Wait, the bishop can understand Guoba? Huh. Just up and left. So, to answer your question from a moment ago, Paimon, I found out about Crystal Tornado's aggressive tendencies the last time we came to gather crabs in Guyunstone Forest. Tornado gave Guoba a big old bash on the head the moment he saw him. But then Tornado fell unconscious, and apparently wasn't seen for weeks afterwards. I guess he's finally recovered from his injuries.
Man, what a cool guy. I mean, I figured he was a pretty epic dude just from the look of him, but I've never seen someone just stare an enemy into submission like that. There's only one possible conclusion. This is a warrior with strength, the likes of which I've never seen before.
I must say, I concur. I don't know how, but Guoba-san simply commanded that hard-shelled beast to stand down and retreat at once. Come to think of it, he seems like a pro at catching crabs, too. Guoba-san clearly has some sort of power that lets him bend the minds of shelled organisms to his will.
Wow.
That's it! The truth has been hiding in plain sight all this time. Guoba-san is a virtuoso beetle battler. With his skills, he can direct an Oni Kabuto's each and every move.
Huh? Oh, of course. Yeah, That makes total sense! These are the kind of brainwaves that make you the Arataki gang's greatest ally. See, if we can get Guoba-san to teach us the art of shelled organism mind control, we'll be unstoppable. The entire beetle fighting world will be our oyster!
Traveler is not amused.
Can we stop discussing what special powers Guoba may or may not have? We have to get these crabs back before too long or they'll go bad. And then this whole trip will have been a waste. Right! Get a move on, Bullchucker! Shinobu's waiting for you! Also, we want to eat?
Huh? Wait, when did we get 2 new people? Oh, compadre! If it isn't the Oni King's right hand. Oh, and of course, the flying lavender... sorry. Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon. Wait. Oh, man. Don't tell me you saw me lose that beetle fight just now. Oh, so humiliating.
It's all good. Nothing we haven't seen before.
Oh, come on! There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Oni Kabuto don't stand a chance against the Geovishap hatchling. Next time, just give it a couple of whacks with your club.
But that would defeat the whole purpose. Let me explain. Now, it's no secret that you've kicked a fair share of butt in your time. And from what I hear, that includes some of the biggest, most powerful, and meanest butt around. So how'd you do it, huh? Were you born stronger than your most fearsome foe? No! Do you rock up to every fight believing that your odds of winning are 100%? Of course not. You start with an impossible goal, defeating the unbeatable enemy. And then you do whatever you gotta do to achieve it. Because even you can't know how much potential you have until you push yourself past your limits. That's how you make yourself not just stronger, but stronger than you ever imagined you could be.
How true for once.
Flee the fight once, you'll probably flee the next time. And the time after that. Next thing you know, you're that boring little twerp who never had the guts to put himself out there. Because when you flee the fight, all you're really running away from is the person you could have become.
Wow. Couldn't have put it better myself.
What's gotten into Bullchucker? He actually said something that made sense. For once, Paimon has nothing to argue back. You hear that? Guoba's getting hungry. Crystal Tornado's gone now anyway, and your Oni Kabuto won't be ready to fight again anytime soon. So, are you just gonna stand here gawking, or...?
Chef-sama makes a good point. We are still far from being worthy enough to seek the tutelage of the mighty sensei, Guoba-san. I have heard tell of a great contest of fine warriors that was once held in this place. We stand on hallowed ground, and the very air we breathe is abuzz with the might of great duelists. I say we set up a ring here and now. I shall summon the mightiest beetle battlers of Liyue, and as iron sharpens iron, we will hone our skills and training with them. Then and only then will we be ready to seek the guidance of Guoba-san. Once we have learned his ways, we will track down that shelled beast and do battle against it once more.
The Crystal Tornado.
Paimon's got a feeling about this, but not actually sure if it's a good one or a bad one.
Uh-huh. Oh, I'm with you, Grandmaster. Yeah, you're saying the time has come to unveil the plan. This is the moment. It's time for the long-awaited Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp.
That's right. There's no time to lose, Oni King. Let's set up the arena.
Bye-bye.
Hey! We weren't done talking to you yet! Ugh, unbelievable. Look at them, not a care in the world.
Alright, more beetle fighting. Woo!
What did they say it was called again? The Arataki something? Anyway, some sort of beetle fighting tournament, right? I think Hanakato might have mentioned it before. If I wasn't so busy with work at the restaurant, I'd love to take Guoba along and watch. But right now, the top priority is dealing with all these fresh crabs. Come on, let's head back. Shinobu was saying the Arataki gang came to Liyue for her classmates' reunion, right? Won't throwing an impromptu beetle fighting competition interfere with their plans? Well, not much we can do about it except head back to Wanmin and tell Shinobu.
Let's do exactly that. Surely she's gonna be happy to hear that Ito has once again started something.
Yanfei, Shinobu, we're back!
Guoba, Xiangling, Traveler, and Paimon. Wait, where are the other two?
Lost.
Let me guess. Ito and Hanakato are up to their usual antics?
We'll fill you in shortly. First, I need to get all these pristine ingredients safely stored away. The mistflower corollas won't keep the crabs cool for much longer. Plus, the Traveler and Paimon are valued customers, eagerly awaiting a grand feast. I'll get cooking, then we can catch up while we eat.
Xiangling and Guoba whip up a meal from ingredients collected on their trip. It's not long before an exceptional meal is served. By now, Yanfei and Shinobu are hungry too. The feasting begins. As you dine, you tell Shinobu and Yanfei about Ito and Hanakato's run-in with Crystal Tornado and plan to hold a Beetle Battle fighting boot camp.
Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp? That doesn't bode well. It won't be long before things get out of hand.
As they do.
We're guests here, which means we're supposed to be on our best behavior. Leave them to me. I'll put a stop to it.
I don't know. I think it could be fun. Anyway, don't stress. Beetle fighting sounds like a great event idea. According to the Comprehensive Compendium of Liyue Law, we just need to notify the relevant office of the Ministry of Civil Affairs, and they'll issue a permit pretty much right away. You never know. Maybe you'll make some new friends with this event. Then you'll have even more people to hang out with when you next come to Liyue.
Yeah, and you can bring them all to Wanmin Restaurant for your meals.
Wait, first the event, and now you're already planning our next trip? Given the Arataki gang's financial situation...
Oh, come on. You gotta learn to cut loose more. You came all this way. You should be focused on catching up with old friends, making some new ones, and just generally hanging out and doing lots of fun stuff. I need to be at the Ministry of Civil Affairs shortly for something else anyway, so I can get the ball rolling for Ito's thing while I'm there. Alright, I'll handle that while you guys head back to Ito and help get the venue set up. I'll join you later, and bring the permit with me.
Yanfei is in a good mood today. She didn't take any persuading to help out with the event.
Well, event planning's right up her alley. She was an officiator in the Masterful Chefs contest, and she has a lot of contacts because of her work. She's also on vacation at the moment, and her old friend Shinobu's in town. That's definitely put her in the mood to have some fun.
Well, I've missed my chance to discuss the issue of our funds. Guess I've got no choice but to deal with Boss directly now. Traveler, Paimon, thanks for all your help so far. I promise I'll make it up to you the next time we meet.
You mean you don't need us to come with you?
And so ends this event.
Well, if Ito's serious about defeating that Geovishap hatchling with Oni Kabuto, Paimon's kinda curious to see how everything goes down.
You wanna join the competition too?
Now that you mention it, didn't you help Boss out a lot at the last one of these? The almighty Arataki extraordinary and exhilarating extreme Beetle Brawl?
Oh, we didn't really help out. We just played a few matches. But it was actually super fun.
Either way, it sounds like you understand Boss's perspective far better than I do, so maybe you'll be able to help me talk some sense into him. I'll take all the help I can get.
Sure, or, you know, maybe we could just let him go ahead with it, huh?
That too is an option.
We've already beaten our expected turnover for this month, and it'll still be a while before Dad gets back with the rest of the new stock. So we should be able to take it easy for a while.
After that, we should be back to business as usual. Things won't be anywhere near as busy as they've been the last few days. That means we should have time to go and watch Mr. Ito's Beetle fighting event.
Just let me quickly handle
Ad
and
Astra Abyssos. Thank
Today's
you for
daily
completing
commissions.
today's commissions. Here is your reward.
before I forget. At least I are far enough in preparations so that we can teleport
All
here.
right, boss. Fun time in Liyue is over. Let's head home.
Shinobu, I can explain.
No, you can't. Our funds have run out. We've spent too long here. After buying our tickets for the boat home, the gang fund is down to double digits. How can we possibly afford to hold a tournament? Yenfei-senpai very kindly offered to handle the legalities, otherwise you wouldn't even have a permit. Are you expecting her to foot the bill as well? Put a stop to this now, before things get out of control.
I can pay for it.
But you don't understand. We have a situation here. Normally, I'm happy to do things your way, but the Arataki gang's 2 top Onikabuto warriors just lost to some pet rock. Look, we have a whole arena set up and everything. If we back out now, we'll be the laughingstock of the entire beetle fighting world.
You've lost plenty of beetle fights before. Even I can beat you, and I'm not even a serious player. Why are you so bothered about losing to some bishop hatchling?
Shinobu! That was a low blow. Anyway, that's ancient history. I'm on a whole different level now. There isn't a single beetle fighter out there who can touch me. I'm serious about beating that pet rock. Don't think I've got what it takes? And try me.
Gladly. You want to do this the hard way? We'll do it the hard way. Grandmaster Hanakato, get me and Boss a beetle each. Maybe he'll be more amenable to reason after a crushing defeat. If I win, you have to come back with me. No complaining, and no making any more trouble for Yenfei-senpai.
Shinobu! Oni King!
You're really doing this, huh? I didn't think you'd take it this far. Okay, so... Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon, I delegate this challenge to you.
You're making Paimon fight me?
No surprises there.
Ito is so predictable.
What Bullchucker is really saying is, if you want to fight the Oni King, you have to go through Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon first.
Exactamundo, amigo. Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon is one of the Arataki gang's top beetle fighters, but even she isn't in the same league as moi. So Shinobu, if you want to duel with the Don, you gotta beat the Milan.
Ito, please.
Except... Paimon refuses.
What?
Even Paimon knows that you can't just expect other people to pick up your slack all the time. It's not right. So if you're out of Mora, then tough luck. You gotta watch your spending. If Paimon helps you out, that'll just make more trouble for Yanfei, and then Shinobu will owe her a favor.
Okay, true. You make a fair point. But it's all good. I have a backup plan for situations like this. If we really are out of funds, then, I'll find a job. I'll work nights, do beetle fighting during the day, and pay any expenses out of my own pocket. It'll work. The Grandmaster has helped me find a few good gigs before. As long as it's physical work and the pay is good, I'll take it.
Now you're talking. See, that's the kind of attitude Paimon can get behind.
Don't rely on someone else when you can do it yourself.
I can't believe you guys. Your plan is all well and good, and I do hope you try not to be a burden on other people. But you still need to beat me first. I know what Boss is trying to do. He's making me fight Paimon first to use up my Onikabuto's stamina. Well, good luck with that. Even with a disadvantage, I'm still not gonna make this easy for you.
Beetle Battle Bootcamp is about to begin. Press D to command the Onikabuto to move forward. Press A to command the Onikabuto to dodge backward. Hold D to command the Onikabuto to begin charging. The right charge level has been reached. Stop holding to unleash charge attack, Piercing Strike. Press Q to command the Onikabuto to use Guard to defend against electro bullet attacks. Hold Q to command the Onikabuto to use Guard to defend against jet stream attacks. After a fierce battle, Shinobu's Onikabuto narrowly loses to Crimson Staff under Paimon's direction. Thanks tutorial.
I lost. I can't believe it.
That was so tense. Shinobu nearly got the better of Paimon there.
What a fantastic fight.
Hey! Hey! Sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon destroys Shinobu on the first attempt! Ooh! You really are natural at this, aren't you?
As agreed, we now have Shinobu's official support to host the Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp.
I haven't battled in ages. Guess I'm out of practice. I'll have to move to plan B. Try to keep costs to a minimum, and make sure Yenfei-senpai doesn't end up doing everything for us. I'm gonna hold you to your word, boss. Fund this event yourself by working nights. Battle beetles all you want during the day. And one other thing. Our boat tickets home were booked well in advance. I can amend the date, but only by a few days. So, keep this event to maybe 4 or 5 other people tops, or you'll run out of time, okay? I don't want you getting carried away.
Got it. Sure, promise. Cross my heart and hope to die. Shinobu, you've got nothing to worry about.
Okay, I'll head down to the harbor and see about changing the tickets. I'm warning you, you'd better not go spending all our mora while I'm gone.
Okay, so we've only got 5 battles to get in shape enough for Guoba-san. Then we gotta master what he teaches us, then take down that cocky pet rock. Shinobu is asking us to do the impossible here. But this is the kind of hardcore challenge I live for.
Don't worry, Oni King. I'll find people to join us in our great training endeavor. So long as there are worthy beetle battlers to be found, I'll be sure to sense their presence and bring them over to our camp. We haven't been in Liyue for long, but I'm certain that this vast land is filled with mighty warriors. We'll have no trouble finding but one of these each day. Now, as for the esteemed Oni King's right hand and honorable sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon...
We've done our part. We saved your butts by getting Shinobu to agree to this. Paimon saw the look of sheer terror on your faces. You're clearly no match for her.
Surely, the Arataki gang gives credit where credit is due.
Oh, of course. I will, leave it to me. I'll come up with something. You'll get your reward, don't you worry. In the meantime, if the Oni King's right hand and sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon don't have other plans, then prepare to watch history in the making. Because in a few short days, I, the bona fide Beetle Battle King, will raise my game to new heights, win the respect of Guoba-san, and become a living legend! Booyah!
Cool! Yeah, we'll be watching. So, no pressure or anything, but... if you mess this up and everyone completely wipes the floor with you, we'll see the whole thing.
Tap the forward button to instruct the Onikabuto to extend a small amount of stamina to move half a tile forward and get closer to its opponent. This move will not deal damage. Hold the forward button to instruct the Onikabuto to charge its energy. When the charging process ends, the Onikabuto will extend a greater amount of stamina to rush forward This rush hits an opponent, it can deal damage. The stamina consumed, the distance traveled, and the damage dealt will all change based on the amount of time spent charging. A fully charged rush will take the Onikabuto 2 tiles forward. The Onikabuto reaches its opponent's exact position. Upon finishing its rush and hits it, it can perform a piercing strike to deal greater damage. You cannot trigger this special attack by tapping to advance, and overcharging will not allow you to trigger it either. Time spent charging decides your rush distance, and you can use the charging process to judge how far your Onikabuto will advance forward. Tap the back button, blah 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 blah. Dodging. Shielding. All kinds of things.
So this is a day in the life of the traveler. I'm learning more about you.
Well, this is a familiar sight. Let's beat down everything. Listen to the next breakdown. Iron Tongue Tian.
Hello all. I am Iron Tongue Tien, here with an official signboard for the Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp. It also doubles as your permit to run the event.
Whoa! Is this supposed to be Bullchucker and Crimson Staff? It's so over the top.
Oh, sweet! Sadly, it's not my own original artwork, but check out that design! And that line work!
Beautiful.
It's so cool! It's epic! It captures exactly how awesome I look as a pro Beetle fighter in the heat of battle! Dude! Wait, not that. How do they usually address strangers in this part of the world?
Maybe... Esquire?
Ah, that's the one. Tien Esquire, your artwork is incredible. Words cannot express the Arataki gang's gratitude.
You can drop the Esquire, Don Arataki. Also, I'm no artist, just a storyteller. This promotional artwork was done by a young lady at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Yenfei looks out for her a lot, so when she heard about your event, she offered to contribute some artwork.
Oh, so this is Yenfei's doing. Man, she really thought of everything. This is exactly what we needed.
Young Grandmaster Hanakado here tells me that your boot camp is an ambitious training program that could shape the future of beetle fighting. Well, I'm no beetle fighter myself, but I've heard a lot about it and have always wanted to try it out for myself. Who knows, it might just give me the inspiration for a great new story to tell in the neighborhood.
Beetle fighting is something you have to have a natural affinity for. Take sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon, for instance. She battled with great prowess on her first time after only a short demonstration. Once Tien Esquire has grasped the basics of beetle fighting and understands the appeal, we might get a lot of free publicity from his storytelling.
Dude, that'd be awesome. All right, Squirt. Squad. Yeah, Squire. Squire. May the best man win.
Time to fight. And we cannot do the hardest difficulty without beating the middle difficulty. On the cover 2 properties, considerable combat strength at medium and close ranges. Attacks consecutively, medium movement speed. Let's start and see how it goes. All that hurt. Perfect. This level of intensity is just perfect for such a contest. Utmost might unlocked.
Ah, wonderful! I can see that the Arataki gang has transformed beetle fighting into a fiercely competitive high-adrenaline sport. Yes, there are the rudiments of a fine tale here, to be told time and again.
Great dueling with you, TN Esquire. The pleasure was all right.
The phrase is, the pleasure is all mine, Oni King.
Details schmeetails. Point is, thank you for supporting our boot camp.
I extend my gratitude to you too, Don Arataki. I intend to stay here and watch a while longer to further enrich my writing. Please, pay no regard. Just pretend I'm not here.
Man, I've never fought against someone so cultured before. My mind's buzzing from all those fancy words. What's that buzzy feeling called again? Oh yeah, learning. Looks like the Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp is getting off to a good start.
I guess I'm doing the higher difficulty as a second round after doing all the medium difficulties. But the Cup of Terror, Chang Chang!
Oni Kabuto are our friends, like cats and doggies.
Another kid? Oh, didn't we go through this last time?
Well, yeah, but Grandmaster Hanakado's a kid too. And one of the other kids from last time was actually pretty good, so age is no measure of a beetle fighter's skill.
Although, Buttercup of Terror has no prior beetle battling experience, her chosen Oni Kabuto has the air of a formidable warrior.
Or is she at beetle battering?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. My Oni Kabuto was a present from Daddy. He got it from a new friend he made last time he was away.
Oh, your father sounds like a real stand-up guy. Okay, let's send out Sky-Cleaving White Iron Lavender Melon for this one. We don't want any accusations of bullying flying around.
Huh! You make it sound like Paimon's the weakest choice on our side! Still, Paimon's probably the safest choice. But only because you two maniacs are a danger to yourselves and others when you're in a competitive mood. Don't be nervous, young lady. It's only a game, so it's just for fun.
No. This is bloody murder. Press the guard button to consume some stamina and form a shield. Yes, yes, shields. Considerable long-distance combat strength. Attacks with lightning bullets. Very agile. I don't think this was a mechanic last time. Well, didn't... Didn't block that bullet, right? But fine. Is it over? What fun.
Paimon nearly messed that up.
Yes.
Oh, I nearly died of a heart attack. That little beastie is fierce. Even I would have had a hard time. How'd you get so freaking good at this without a teacher? Is everyone in Liyue a born warrior or something?
So, this is how Oni Kabuto play together? I get it now! Do you have time to play some more? And I also want to watch you guys play too. Looks like Buttercup of Terror has a real knack for this. Oh, kinda terrifying. Hey, Bullchucker, if you had this kind of talent, you could probably have learned how to communicate with shelled creatures just by listening to Guoba talk to Crystal Tornado.
Ha! Yeah, I wish.
Contestant with super OP gear.
Hey there, I'm back. So then, how's the Arataki Blazing Armor Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp coming along.
Great timing, Yanthe.
My savior! Oh, thanks for helping out with the permit. Oh, and for the sign with the epic artwork. Wait, I know that look. Are you, looking to flip some Beetle too?
Huh? Something wrong with that? I have a big client who does a lot of cross-border commerce. Anyway, she showered me with gifts once after I helped her win a huge lawsuit. And among them was a very special Oni Kabuto. I didn't know how to look after it at the time, so I got Granny to look after it for a while. It's looking pretty buff these days. Mind if I join in? You're not worried I'll cramp your style, are you?
We ought not dismiss your savior, Oni King. What she lacks in experience, she makes up for with one of the sturdiest built and most awe-inspiring Oni Kabuto I have ever seen.
You make me an offer I can't refuse. All right, time to send in the Oni King's right hand with Crimson Staff. I know my compadre will stay cool under pressure.
You betcha.
So it's me versus the Traveler? All right. I haven't quite got the hang of this game yet, so apologies in advance for any blunders.
Oni Kabuto properties. Impressive melee combat strength. Attacks with quakes. It's big. It attacked with quakes. I'm bad at quakes. I'm bad at anything that isn't regular combat. Oh, seems like there's quite a lot to Beetle battles. I have a feeling the highest difficulty will destroy me. Because I have a feeling that happened last time too.
Kabuto is so strong! What is Madam Penguin feeding that thing?
See? Your savior's Oni Kabuto is a force to be reckoned with. But just like last time, when my generals threw you a few curveballs, the mightiest blade cannot slay its foe except in the hands of a skilled swordmaster.
Wise words, Grandmaster. Oh, okay. Good thing my compadre kept it together.
Wow, what a blast! I could get into this whole beetle battling thing. This is so much fun. Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna stick around and play some more.
No frills, instant kill.
No, this makes no sense. How did you do that? My reputation is destroyed! It's like a bean to the heart.
This voice actor really likes to add things.
It was an honor doing battle with you, good sir.
What the? So polite.
So, been busy losing while we were away, Bullchucker?
I don't see it that way. Unless the bona fide Beetle Battle King is ready to give up now, he hasn't lost to me yet. In battle and in life, it's normal to hit setbacks every once in a while. But a setback only turns into a failure if you make the decision to stop trying.
Word! Heck yeah! I ain't about to admit defeat yet!
Still, there's nothing to be gained from constantly making excuses. Don't put all your energy into talking garbage. Spend it on fighting a little harder instead.
Oh, burn.
Oni King, this brand of enemy doesn't seem to be your area of expertise. I advise you send in another of your generals and observe the duel in detail. Watching others do battle is also a crucial part of a warrior's training. Some skills one learns by doing, others one learns through observation.
You're about to be sent in yourself, Grandmaster.
Good point, Grandmaster. And good timing, compadre. Oni King's right hand, I'm handing the fight over to you.
Oh, me again?
Finally, it's your turn! Make it count, Traveler.
Piece of cake.
So, I'm going head to head with the legendary traveler. Guess I better look sharp.
Now, lasers. Impressive long-distance combat strength. Attack with various electro strikes. Extremely agile. That was a good hit. I need to be good at those hits again. I feel like they were necessary last time. You're amazing. Thanks for showing me how it's done.
Nicely done. You beat me. I'd go as far as to say that it's an honor to lose against the Traveler.
Ah, so that's how you do it. I never would have thought of that.
Yep, when you're up against a cunning enemy, you gotta get creative. When your tactics fail, you have to change your point of view. In our journeys far and wide, we often have to think on our feet. Clinging to old methods can never solve the problem, no matter how hard you try.
I think Shinobu said something like that once too. I guess there's something to it after all. But I'll mull it over some other time. Right now, my focus is on the task at hand. More beetle fighting!
Always more beetle fighting. Let's beetle battle. Utmost might. Ouch. Yeah, that's already going quite a bit worse. Still won, but quite a bit worse. I am bad at electricity. But good at everything else. Only cows are just as obedient as cats and dogs. This kind of competition is really fun. I wouldn't say that cats are very obedient. Also, we have a new challenger. After we do the hard mode ones. Oh, starting right off with a strong earthquake, huh? Yes, there are no shortcuts to becoming good at any game. Maybe. Just maybe. Please don't insta-kill me. No frills insta-kill. Oh, you are kinda insta-killing me. Hey, I actually sent those back. Was about time. You are truly strong. Not a single weakness to exploit. Don't know if I'd say that. Now, the Calamitous Colossus, Count Crashmore.
Hey, good to see everyone. How's it going? Having fun? Xiangling Guava, you finally made it. Well, Bullchucker's certainly having a blast.
The day has finally come! Guoba-san, I've been training hard at the Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp, and now I want to show you just how far I've come. And Crimson Staff, too. If my progress satisfies you, then please, teach me, show me the way to communicate with Crimson Staff, Crystal Tornado, and all the shelled organisms of this world. Do that, and I swear, once I become the reigning champion of the beetle fighting world, I will build a mighty statue in your image at the Arataki Gang's beetle fighting headquarters. What the? Guoba-san got a brand new Oni Kabuto.
That does not look normal.
Oh, it appears to be not a typical Oni Kabuto shell, but one built of resilient wood. Is it wearing a suit of armor?
Oh boy.
We told Granny all about your Oni Kabuto boot camp. It really piqued her interest when she heard that Guoba was getting a disciple. As it turned out, a friend of hers had made a whole bunch of gardening and landscaping machines to look after the silk flowers on the terrace. They're called bloom pruners.
The bloom pruner can transform into the shape of any creature to blend into its environment. Squirrels, butterflies, finches, you name it. And of course, Oni Kabuto too. So, Master gave Guoba a bloom pruner and got it to take the form of an Oni Kabuto so it can battle against you. That's pretty high-tech for a gardening appliance. Xiangling's master is Madame Ping, so Madame Ping's friend... Aha! Of course!
Zibbit, don't spoil it.
No machine can compare to a real live Oni Kabuto warrior. Did Guoba-san pick a dumbed-down enemy on purpose so we can showcase all our awesome skills?
You may be wise to temper your optimism, Oni King. My beetle senses are failing to detect this Oni Kabuto's might. Or perhaps... it's too profound for me to fathom.
It's not even alive. There's nothing for you to sense. Anyway, Guoba-san may possess limitless power, but a warrior needs to be one with his weapon. The bond between Oni Kabuto and trainer is forged through blood, sweat, and tears, not wood, mesh, and gears. Crimson Staff and I are like glove and fist.
Nice rhyme, Ito.
Let's get this duel going. It's time for Guoba-san to witness my true potential once and for all.
Oni Kabuto properties. An all-out developed Oni Kabuto shaped machine. Extremely powerful in combat at all ranges. Can attack with consecutive earthquakes. Can attack with various electro attacks. Enhanced resistance to interruption. Medium movement speed. It has everything you would want from a bug. It's also giant. Oh. You have no health left, but I'm unable to get close to you. So this is a good thing you can do for me to kill you. Guava sounds.
Whoa, Bullchucker sure made short work of the Bloom Pruner.
I won! Victory is mine! With my trusty Crimson Staff, I have defeated the mighty Guoba-san! Alrighty then. The moment I've been waiting for. Guoba-san, if I have earned your recognition, I humbly ask you to teach me the ways of shelled organism communication. Huh? Guoba-san, you look pleased? But you just lost to me in battle. Does this mean you're proud of me for my swift progress?
Surely.
Oh, shucks. I don't know what to say. You're too kind, Guoba-san. Oh, you're just being modest. I know you were going easy on me.
It looks like Guoba's all warmed up now. The Bloom Pruner is ready to operate at full power.
Guoba, remember the plan? In this round, we want to increase the Bloom Pruner's power output from 0.1% to 1%, okay? Any higher and you'll risk knocking Ito's Onikabuto out cold. Okay, there it is. Paimon knew something was up.
Round 2. That's nothing.
As I feared, we have barely scratched the surface.
Wait, hold on a minute. 1/10 of 1%? As in 0.1%? As in 1/1000th? You've gotta be kidding me. All that was just 1/1000th of its top power?
Hey, you're decent at math, Ita.
Guoba's a little confused. You did say you wanted to train your Onikabuto to defeat Crystal Tornado, correct?
I thought it would go without saying given the size. The Bloom Pruner has to shift rocks the size of casserole dishes, so obviously it has to be pretty strong. Even then, Crystal Tornado is bigger still. It dwarfs me and Guoba, and it's even taller than you.
That's impossible! If we were talking, twice as strong as the last fight, I think I'd have a shot. 10 times as strong, and we're already looking at losing most, if not all, of the time. About 1,000 times stronger? Who am I kidding? It's hopeless.
When your tactics fail, you have to change your point of view. In our journeys far and wide, we often have to think on our feet. Clinging to old methods can never solve the problem, no matter how hard you try.
Of course, Guoba-san. This is what you've been trying to tell me all along. I gotta study mechanics, then build a suit of armor for Crimson Staff that'll take his abilities to a whole new level. Or maybe, heck, I could build a bigger, stronger mechanical Onikabuto, piloted by Crimson Staff under my direction.
Oh boy.
An Onikabuto piloting a mechanical Onikabuto? How do you expect to pull that off? Does that even still count as a Beetle battle?
Dare to dream, I believe in Ito.
Seeing the power of Bloom Pruner has made me realize something. There's a natural limit to Onikabuto's strength. People have tried to tell me this before. Shinobu, the Grandmaster, especially Sky-Cleaving White Iron Lavender Melon. Admitting defeat is shameful, but not even trying to mix up your tactics one time? That's just plain stupid! Guoba-san has shown me a new path. Mechanically modified Onikabuto.
Oh boy.
With this new technique in my arsenal, size will be no obstacle to me and my valiant Beetle warriors as we set out to beat Crystal Tornado once and for all.
Looks like Guoba's not too sure about all that.
Mechanics, huh? I'd have to get my master to see if her friend would be willing to help. She's the expert.
Did you say expert? Please, Guoba-san, Chef-sama, my savior, introduce me.
thinking of becoming the second Arataki gang member to study in Liyue, are you, boss?
Shinobu, when'd you get back?
Time's up. We spent our last mora on these boat tickets, and if we don't get to the harbor pronto, they'll go to waste.
Give me a minute, okay? We're in the middle of an extremely important discussion here.
Yeah, I heard. I was actually very pleased to hear the suggestion of you doing some sort of studying coming out of your own mouth. I have some relevant experience, so I can write a little booklet to get you started. But unfortunately, studying in Liyue is very expensive. The Arataki gang's typical expenditures are a drop in the ocean by comparison. So, what do you intend to do about it?
It'll be fine. I'll just, I'll work like a horse when I get back to Inazuma. I know what I'm getting into here, all right? I got it all planned out in my head. It's not like I've never gotten paid work before. As soon as I get earning, we'll all have cash for the burning. And don't think for 1 second I'll be abandoning you or the rest of the Arataki gang neither. I ain't the kind of head honcho that runs off to go study and leaves his gang behind. If we're gonna study, we do it as a team. Once I've got enough mora for everyone's tuition fees, the whole Arataki gang is coming to Liyue. We'll study together, learn some epic new skills together, and come out the other side as the stronger, smarter, invincible Arataki gang.
Oh boy.
You're saying all of the right things. Who are you and what have you done with Boss?
Wow, Bullchucker! Those were some bold words! You better make sure you follow through.
Arataki Ito is a man of his word. Only don't lie.
Of course, I still need to iron out some deets in terms of what kind of work I can get and how much I can rake in per day, but yeah.
In that case, Oni King, I'll stay here in Liyue. Firstly, this will enable me to follow up with Chef Sama and discuss our study plans in detail. Secondly, now that word of the Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp has begun to spread, I'll be able to scout for talented warriors and continue optimizing the Oni Kabuto training diet. Also, if the Oni King's right hand and sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon wish to continue battling or analyze the battle so far, I'll be here to support them.
Awesome! Good thinking, Grandmaster! Okay, standard procedure applies. I'll let you Grandpops know what you're up to so we won't worry about you. Man, I am so pumped to see what you'll have for us next time I see you.
I do need to make one thing clear, though. I can't promise that we'll be able to talk an Adeptus into taking you on as students. Yanfei and I will do our best, but we'll just have to see how it goes.
The great master of whom you speak boasts a skill others can only dream of. Their pride and prestige don't faze us. The important thing is that I, on behalf of the Oni King and the Arataki gang, can find a way to show them we're serious and sincere in our quest to master the mechanical arts. So I'll need to do some research to find out what kind of gift we should offer if we're to be seen as worthy of learning the mysteries behind the manufacture of the bloom pruner.
Boss, we gotta leave right now or we're not gonna make it in time.
All right, I guess this is it.
Traveler, Paimon, Yanfei-senpai, Miss Xiangling, Guoba. You've all been a huge help to Boss with this Beetle Battle event. I really can't thank you enough. Please, take this as a token of my gratitude. I hope you can find some use for it in your future endeavors.
Wow, you got us a gift! Thanks, Shinobu. You're so thoughtful.
Ooh, freebies for the win.
The time has come. Adios, compadre. See ya, sky-cleaving white iron lavender melon. Goodbye, Guoba-san and Chef-sama. And farewell, my savior. I'll be back real soon. I promise. We'll meet again.
So I guess there will be another Beetle Battle event where we actually get to fight the bishop.
La 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 la. Don't make promises you can't keep, Bullchucker. It's good to have ambitions, but don't let yourself get carried away in the heat of the moment. Do what Shinobu tells you. Be realistic about what you can achieve, and make sure you pace yourself. But of course, if everything works out, Paimon can't wait to see Crimson Staff driving a ginormous mechanical Onikabuto the next time we meet.
and Crystal Tornado can also not wait for that day. No, it's just confused. We got instant ramen! A gift from Cookie Shinobu after helping the bona fide Beetle Battle King power up and find new ways in Beetle Battle in Arataki Blazing Armor Beetle Battle Boot Camp. Dried ramen blocks are placed in a sturdy yet light box, with sealed condiments, exceptionally rigid utensils, and a bowl. But put the ramen and the condiments in the bowl, then pour in hot water to quickly make the bowl of ramen that doesn't taste too bad at all. Convenient, isn't it? But according to the letter that Cookie Shinobu left in the box, neither she nor Arataki Ito got to eat this during their journey on the water to Liyue, because they only brought cookies and pickles. During their stay in Liyue, Cookie Shinobu was inspired by the Wheaton foods there and created this instant ramen so that only King's right hand and sky-cleaving right iron Lavender Melon could fight off their hunger during their travels. Cute. Now I guess that leaves us with the hard mode of this. Hey there, Lihon. How would you like to play another game with Guoba? He'd still like to test Bloom Pruner's skills. Final boss. Utmost Might. Okay, you are invincible now. Well, not invincible, but close enough. This one's actually gonna be a problem, isn't it? Unless you keep doing that, in which case I'm just gonna rhythm game the... You made that easy for me at the end. You made that easy for me at the end. Not complaining though. It's much better than having to redo it. Ultimate trial complete. Event details complete. Oh, look at all those cute bugs. Is there some profound, mysterious principle underlying beetle battle fighting? A terrifying opponent? Interested newcomer? Less blah blah, more beetle battling. And the ultimate trial of the strong. That was fun. And that took about as much time as I hoped it would, which is great. So next time we can actually do Navia things, unless plot happens, which might just happen, and Navia will have to wait for whenever there is time to fill again. She can wait though. She knows how it goes. No more waiting for me though. Thanks for watching. See you again next time. Bye bye.